Tunnel blasting. 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. Toyota Celica GTS 2005 exhaust. So we just did a short ram intake, wrinkle black, pretty cool, pretty aesthetic looking. Thank you for everyone who swung by my website. I appreciate that. We're gonna install, I guess this is the most cheap exhaust you can install. Why do I say that? Because it's pretty cheap. We're gonna be using a DNA motoring brand right here with a 4-inch tip. So I've opened it up already and we're gonna put this thing on. I think I owned a thing called, so I've had so many Celicas exhaust. I think the number one is probably gonna be the TRD. It's really good. The C1's pretty good. The Apexi's way too quiet. There's like an Amusa, that one's too quiet. The NVIDIA one is too, the aesthetic on it is not for me. It doesn't look good for me. I like the OEM Plus look. So I think that the TRD is probably the best exhaust for the Celica. Apexi's too quiet. I've owned a ton. Magnaflow, too quiet. This one's loud. This is gonna be a loud exhaust. I think I've owned this one before, or one just like it, but we're gonna slap it on today. So we have the OEM one, it weighs a ton. The Celica OEM one weighs a ton. 2, it's super quiet, and it's just not for me. I don't like it, and I think the pipe exit on it is like, goes down to like 1.5 inches or 2 inches, really small. So I'm gonna show you guys how to install it, and then we're gonna do some flybys. In this video, I was gonna do a separate one, but I'm gonna do it in this same video. The coilovers I said was clunky. They're not clunky. The Megan ones, it's a sway bar. So I'm gonna actually install new sway bar end links in this video. And I was thinking about doing a separate one of like a how to fix your coilovers, but we're just gonna throw it in here so that we can get back to the other stuff, because my Lotus EXIGE has so many car parts. This car sells so many car parts, so we need to jump right into it. Mitch, let's go do some install of a Celica exhaust. Yes, sir, let's go. First things first, this is how the stock exhaust sounds. Like nothing. It sounds like mrrr. You can hear the front of the 2ZZ, the engine, the valves, you can hear that more. You can hear this more than you can actually hear the exhaust. It's so quiet. I'm telling you, they're so quiet. And then they're so quiet that if you're at a stoplight and it's at the low RPMs, no joke, sometimes it doesn't sound like the car is on. So we're gonna fix that today. Here's the stock exhaust sound, and it's warming up at 1500 RPM right now. First things first, exhaust installs are super easy. One, you put the car up. I like to use my lift point as this rear right here. I don't know if it's meant for that, but I've always used it right here because it lifts up the entire rear. And then you put 2 jack stands on the side so you don't die. Here we are. So gas tank right there, exhaust right here, your spare tire right here. North Carolina rusty crap right here. I hate it. The California cars are so much better. And we're gonna take this off so it'll look a lot more aesthetic underneath here. Okay, that being said, really simple. You're gonna need lube, so WD-40 or some kind of lubricant, and then you're gonna need, I think it's 14 millimeters, and that's all. And this exhaust will come out. So it's on 3 hangers, hanger 1, hanger 2, hanger 3, it's just hanging. That's what we call them, rubber hangers. Here's the next thing. This right here that I wanted to say is the loose sway bar right here. So this is what's been making that noise. It's this guy right here. You see that? Right there. It's 100% this thing. So that one's shot. It's very visible and you can actually see it's separated. So what I'm going to do is probably going to have to cut it with a hacksaw. because it's spun in here, and then I'll install the new ones. We'll try my best, but sometimes you just gotta hack them off. I did order 2 new ones, and then here's a sway bar that goes up into the chassis, or the chassis of the car, and then comes back up over here. And then on this side, if you look, it's in way better condition, and it's not vibrating at all. But we're gonna replace both of them. And then maybe I'll spray a little bit of this. Also, sometimes I delete the tow hooks here. There's a tow hook here and a tow hook here by the exhaust. A lot of times I delete both of those too. And I think they're just 14 millimeters. First things first, what I want to do is I'm going to pull the exhaust off and then the 2 wheels off so I have better access. Okay, here's the DNA. I did unpackage it, as you guys saw. It's a super small canister, so it's going to be super loud. I don't even know if there's anything in that canister, to be honest. It is so crazy light. This thing weighs nothing. This must be absolute, completely aluminum. The tip is wrapped in a little plastic, which is nice, and then it does come with a silencer. What a silencer is exactly what it sounds like. They muffles the exhaust. I usually always take them out. I never run them. I wish this one didn't come with a silencer because I don't want the little holes that they put it in there. I wish it was just a nice, so be aware of that with this DNA motoring. But other than that, it's gonna be really simple. All you gotta do, because we haven't removed the exhaust yet, it comes with hardware. You're gonna have the clamp between and a gasket between those two, between the exhaust and the exhaust tip pipe, and then it'll come with 2 bolts right here. So we'll use these 2 shorter bolts and the clamp, and then it actually came with 2 new spring bolts for the exhaust, which is cool, but it didn't come with a donut. And I wish, so I'm gonna have to reuse the original donut, which I wish it came with a new one. There's a nice thumbnail. You can really tell how much louder this is gonna be. It's so straight pipe, and that's not even, I mean, this is gonna sound amazing. I can't wait. It looks really aesthetic. It's really super small canister, and then the piping itself is, for the price, is actually really good. I really like the tip, how large it is. It's significant, it's really big. It's a big tip, and then you can just take out this silencer right here if you want. Super simple, and then it's covered in plastic. So now that we put it together, again, these are 2 14 millimeters that I zipped on there with the little gasket between. You might have to realign those, but I did impact them on, so they should be good. Let's go ahead and remove that factory one. WD-40 or lubricant, and a little bit of swiggling. This comes off. 2 14 millimeters. The 14 millimeters, you're probably going to want to use, I have a pry bar here. You're probably going to want to use the pry bar, or not pry bar, but extended breaker bar. That's what it is, the breaker bar, because they're probably going to be rusted on. The new one comes with the new bolts. Here's the old one. You can see how restrictive it is, and then how big the canister is. Huge compared to this canister. So super simple. We'll move it out of the way. Significantly heavier too. And then right there, there it is. So the hangers are still there, 1 2 3, and we're ready to put the new one back on. If I was going to be really, really detailed, I would definitely come in here and spray all this and scrub it, but I'm not going to do it on this video. I am going to remove these 2 tow hooks, even though it's probably not a good idea. I'll just have to tow it from the front. I don't like them. I think they're always ugly. This one and this one. And then the next thing is I will remove the wheel off real quick so that I can replace the sway bar end links. And then once I get the sway bar end links, we should be on our merry way, and we should all be happy. And throw that back up there. One other thing is the kit doesn't come with the exhaust. It doesn't come with the donut. Here's the donut. You should just be able to reuse it. This is pliable in here, meaning that as it heats up and cools down, it'll get rid of any exhaust leaks that mate the exhaust to the mid pipe. And last time on my last Celica that I did, the turbo one, I did straight pipe on the mid pipe. I'll probably do the same thing with this with the supercharger. Sun's hitting the car funny right now. For being the most affordable exhaust DNA, I'm super into this. This is awesome. The fitment's really good. It shouldn't melt any plastic, and it should sit right here. It could go up just a little bit, and you can really adjust it with those 2 14 millimeters. So if you're not getting your fitment that you're wanting, loosen those and then tighten those. Loosen those and then tighten those, and you can actually adjust the angle of this tip. It has 3 hangers, 1 2 3. I already showed you those. 2 14 millimeters, and then we use the supplied hardware, which is 2 14 millimeters. The springs go on the back side of it. You reuse the donut, and then it goes into the new exhaust. it's this tiny little canister. I'm telling you, it looks bigger on camera, it's small. It's gonna be loud. So before I do that and let it back down, I'm gonna quickly do these sway bars because that clunking noise was, again, this, not these Megan coilovers. The exhaust is installed, and then it's pretty good fitment. Here's the issue. Remember? That's it right there. I was like, the coilovers are shot. Nope, it's this. So this probably came loose in here, inside of here, and that's why. So they just need replaced. Here's the issue. I'm gonna try to buzz it off. If you can't buzz it off and it's stripped here, you can actually just use a hacksaw and cut it, which I don't want to do, but I'm trying my best to see if I can buzz it off or use some vice grips. I couldn't get it off because it was rusted. So one Sawzall later, we sawed off the end links. And it was a while, it takes a while. Here to here has been cut off. That's one side. So we got some replacements. This should be pretty similar in length. Yeah, so we're gonna install these, throw them on, and then do the other side. Okay, new end links are on. I'm gonna put the wheel back on and lower the car and then start it. Absolutely a lot of work to get those off. That Sawzall to cut those original ones is a pain. This sway bar doesn't make any noise. It's stiff, so it should be good. I think that did fix my clunking, hopefully. I'm like 99% sure. That being said, let's put the wheel back on and then start the car, and yeah, let's go from there. Okay, let's start the car and then back it out. It should be good. Hopefully no vibrations or anything. It's pretty good alignment. Good news, it sounds amazing. It's really beefy, much lower, and a nice rumble. It's not too loud though. I thought it was gonna be extremely loud, like I was gonna put that in the title. It's not that loud, but I'll tell you what, when we hit VVTLI, you know, 6,000 and above, it will scream. I know it's gonna scream. I like the aesthetic. The TRD extended, it does come out a little bit further than this, so I wish it came out a little bit further. That's one of the things, just a little bit further. If you're picky on it, you can go to exhaust shop, cut that, and just have it extend it out a little bit, but nah, that's good the way it is. I like the look. It's very me, it's very clean, very aesthetic, very symmetrical. You guys can see, let me get my shadow out of the way. Very symmetrical. Sounds good. So let's go do some flybys. Cool thing, I fixed the e-brake, so I tightened the e-brake, and then the coilovers do not clunk anymore. It was a sway bar, so if you have that issue where, you think your coilovers are bad, it could be your sway bar or your end links could have been shot. My end link was, there was a space between the sway bar and the end link, and so it was rattling back and forth, and you couldn't tighten it because the Allen key was stripped and then the end link was rusted. So I ended up replacing the end links. They were $26, but then I had to use my Sawzall to cut them off. That was a pain. That literally took like 5 hours, it's another day, just to cut those stupid things off. It kept on eating my blades. But that being said, we're ready to go. I'm really, really happy. I've done a lot of things. I can check all these things off my box. Let's go ahead and do some flybys. Tunnel blasting. 3, 2, 1, go. happy. You guys heard how good it sounds. For the price, you can't beat it. DNA Motoring, if you want to search it up. Wow, I really like it. I like the tip. I think it looks good. It's not that loud. I thought it was gonna be really loud. It's actually not that loud. It does pick up really good. It could be slightly louder, but I think it's good for what it is. It's a good daily driver exhaust, I think, but if you're like in a small neighborhood, maybe it's a little too loud, but for me, it's gonna be perfect. I like it when it hits the lift. It sounds good. There is a slight, tiny droning bah noise at like 3,400 RPMs, and then it goes away right after that, and then below it's not there, but there is like this humming noise right there, which I actually wish that humming noise was at the top of the exhaust. I think that would sound really good, like it got that humming loud and that deep at the very, very top. That'd be amazing. But I like it a lot. I'm really thankful for it. I mean, it's a great price. Next thing we're gonna do is a couple small things on the car, but man, make sure to like, subscribe, swing by mitch.com, and I'll see you guys on the next video.